Hey everyone, welcome. This video is an exciting day. My 22 R8 Performance finally arrived at the dealer, and this is essentially the process of dealer unwrapping. So kind of give you a preview of the car showing up, and let's go ahead and jump in. All right, so why am I showing you this particular R8? This is essentially the R8 that I'm working towards. I have the wheels on order, exhaust, carbon fiber bits, and the same identical wing as well. So back to my R8 as is, just coming off of the truck. The car comes fully wrapped, which is pretty interesting. Pretty much every detail off the truck is in a wrap, and the Audi dealer let me do a quick video of the tech essentially unwrapping the vehicle and kind of walk through this R8 options and initial impressions as well. So what vehicle is this? Number one, this is a 2022 R8 Performance. And there's two versions of the Performance. Number one, there's all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive. I ordered the RWD or rear drive, and I had a rear drive R8 in 2018, loved it, and so it's kind of a no-brainer for me to reorder a new one here, essentially being or potentially being the last model year as well. So let's talk about options on this R8. So what I spec'd on the exterior, number one is, as you can see, Mythos black. Why did I go with black? It looks most aggressive. As you can see, this is also what they call a facelift model. And what that means is, as you're looking at the rear of the car, the back end has been redone in terms of different exhaust outlets. There's essentially two large exhaust pipes now versus the previous. The back end has a different grille. What they did is they attempted to make it look lower and wider. I think they were effective in that, and I'm really happy with the rear in terms of the facelift. As we go over to take a look at the front also has changed in really 2021 and 22, called the facelift as well, and you see it's a bit more tapered in the front. The interior option, I went with Express Red. Express Red to me gives some pop to the interior and some contrast. And I'll show you, I have the diamond stitch seats as well that really set off the interior. It has a full leather dash, and you see some carbon fiber trim that was also an option on, on the interior. So as I go around, other exterior options, we'll see in a minute, the red calipers, spec that. Really like how they look against black. You can see in the front, it's tapered in further than the previous model. Kind of more, it has a sleeker look as well as more aggressive. There are some fake vents in the front. You know, it's not all real venting. You know, bothers some people. I think it looks great, and don't really have any issues or complaints about that. So overall, really pleased with the look of the car. You can see the red calipers there as he's taking the wraps off the tires. The wheels, personally, I'm not a huge fan of those. I showed you the vehicle, kind of the R8 that I'm looking to go after. And, you know, the kind of silver chrome wheels, I'm not saying they look bad, but for me and what I'm trying to do, I went a different route. Kind of a good look at the rear of the car there. I'll definitely be swapping out the chrome badges for black. Actually, those are being done today as I'm getting PPF put on, and also did a XPEL carbon fiber wrap on the blades. You see the blades on the car are black, and I wanted some contrast against kind of all that black paint, if you will. If you order like white or a different color, the blades are always black on the RWD. And so if you order a white car or a different color than black, then looks pretty good because it gives some contrast, but when the car is all black, the blades just kind of blend in. And so it is an option to do carbon fiber on the side blades. However, for me, I skipped that option and I just went ahead and I'll go ahead and wrap those. I got a video today from the detail shop who's doing the wrap, and it's actually an XPEL kind of gloss carbon fiber wrap. And while I know it's not the real thing, it turned out way better than expected. So that's another video that I'll be posting. The stance of the R8 is aggressive. So my overall initial impressions, really happy with Mythos Black. I love the red contrast, the diamond stitch package. I've really warmed up to the rear end with the exhaust tips. And, as you take a look inside, I did order and will be installing an aftermarket steering wheel that is thicker leather. It has some carbon fiber on it as well that it directly matches the R8 interior carbon fiber, as well as much larger paddle shifters, kind of some real paddle shifters. These are really tiny plastic ones they put on the R8. I have no idea why they do that. A lot of people complain about it, but Audi hasn't changed it. And either way, so I'll be putting the steering wheel on, and I'll have a separate video on that as well. Pretty interesting to see how well they actually wrap this car now. You saw the exterior really bundled up. There's like zippers, tape everywhere, and you can see even the time it takes to kind of dismantle it. The seats are fully covered and wrapped, and every single bit of the interior turned out perfect. You can see the blades there, how they're black and not carbon fiber, so they just kind of blend in. Another option here with the premium package is those door sills are lit up, and I'll show that in some other videos. In terms of, you can see the exterior of the blades. I will say that the paint looks really good in the video. However, if you look close, it's pretty amazing how do I say, imperfect the paint comes from factory, from like that protective wrap, for example, all around the car. There's kind of some sticky stuff around it. And, what I'm getting at is the car really needs a proper detail. I wouldn't say the car needs a paint correction. I wouldn't go that far. However, especially being a black car, there's certainly kind of some imperfections that I need to get to. It's a good shot of the interior that you got to see there. So what am I going to be doing first? Literally, first thing I did was take the car in to get a paint protection film, XPEL Ultimate, across the front, and also across the mirrors. And I did an XPEL carbon fiber wrap on the side blades as well, and as well as the gas cap. So that was number one. Number two, certainly delete the silver or the chrome badges, and I have those black rings already being installed. The R8 badge on the back, definitely in black. Exhaust is going to be soon. I have a Quicksilver exhaust that'll be going on. Pretty excited about that. The stock setup, I have another video, a couple driving videos and exhaust videos of the stock sports setup. And for me with the V10, definitely wanted that opened up. It's, it sounds okay, but, to have a V10 naturally aspirated, almost 600 horsepower car, I really want to let it loose a bit. And it's not a daily driver for me. So it's certainly, when I take it out, I definitely want to hear the V10 sing. I want to hear the exhaust and really have it look and sound and perform like a supercar. The exhaust also has a valve controller. So what that means is, with a push of a button, I can literally shut the valves. So even though it's loud when then as well as I can manually open them. So I push a button and it forces them to stay open. So when you really want to hear the pipe sing, you have the ability to do that. And then when you want it quiet, whether in the neighborhood or just around town, don't want to be obnoxious, You can easily push a button and manually keep them closed, as well as for highway driving, which is nice because if you're on the highway, especially on maybe an hour, 2 hour trip, you don't want to hear, exhaust drone or just, kind of that permanent hum just infinitely going. Good shot of the V10. For those who may not be familiar, it's really at the heart of the car. I mean, the car looks outstanding, but at the end of the day, it really is all about the V10. So at this point, again, looking forward to getting the modifications put on. I'll be doing videos all the way through. It's kind of the journey of the R8. I started all the way back in the order process. The build orders, the specs, you guys got to see delivery of the car, unwrapping. This is essentially, tomorrow will be delivery day, so I'll have that. And then the following day, we'll be getting PPF, a little bit of wrap done, and I'll have some videos on that. And then some driving videos, so certainly stay tuned. Some more cool stuff to come on my new 2022 R8.